Hello guys, you're welcome to my class. We'll be treating how to record salary with additions and subtraction. My first video I made for salary was just the basic or the net. But if you want to have detail on, so let's check my Excel. I have a template here, so I want to make use of this template to record my salary. Okay, now we go to general journal. So I'm going to create for 2 persons. Take note that this process will be this process has a lot of information to put in, so because of that it might be tedious, because we have to enter for basic, medical, transport, allowance, pension. Now in this case you want to have everything spelled out in QuickBooks, so that's what we are doing now. Okay, but in the case where you want to have this record in Excel, then you now have the summary to QuickBooks. I will also make a video for that. That will be even the simplest of all. But in order for you to have all the breakdown of your salary in QuickBooks, this is the process you are going to follow. Okay, let's do this for the first employee. Who is the first employee here? Is Abdul Fattah. So we are going to create 2 general journal entries so that we don't cloud this one. So basic, we have basic salary, we have medical allowance from the Excel sheet, we also have transportation allowance. Okay, then we have transportation allowance. So let's check over here we have pension loan deduction. Okay, pension, then loan. Okay, loan. Okay, then the basic is 100,000, the medical allowance is 10,000 for Abdul Fattah Muniru. The next one is 1,000, is 100. Okay, this is an liability account, so it has to be here. 100. This is also an asset account, but is a repayment of loan, so it has to go through the liability side. Okay, now we are going to create the payroll liability, what we are going to be paying. We are going to be paying from our bank account. Okay, if you look at this place now, the total of 110,890. Okay, 110,890. So let's check. You see it has total to 111,000. Okay, then now we are going to include salary for the month of November 2022. So I can copy this and paste to all as a memo. Okay, these are all the contents of the salary. Okay, the name is Abdul Fattah. So remember I told you we are going to do two journal entry. Excuse me. Abdul. Okay, and okay. Now you can see now we have this figure for all of them. So this basic, medical and transportation allowance alone has made up the amount we're supposed to pay the person, which is 110. But we're not 111,000. But we're not paying the person 111,000 because of some deduction, and those deductions are 100 naira and 10 naira. So if you look at the Jonah, you can see there's 100 that is going out and there's 10 naira that is going out. So at the end of the day, we are left with a balance of 110,890 to pay to the Fatai Muniru. Okay, that is one. Save and new. I want to do this for the second staff. So if you want to create, if you want to memorize this, I memorize. So so that I don't have to type that again. So salary, payroll expenses. Okay, payroll expenses. Okay, so I close this. I will go to list and go to my memorize. Okay, this is payroll expenses. I just saved now, so I double click. Okay, so you can see. Then I have to create a copy because I want to do for another person. You have not recorded the new transaction. Do you want to record it now? No. This is not a new transaction. Okay, so number 2. Okay, so now is for Yakubu, Abdurrahman Yakubu. Abdurrahman. Okay. Okay. Now his one is 200, so I'm going to change all of them to 2. 2. Okay. 2. 2. Okay, but this one I will check from Excel. So you can see we have 200,000, 20,000, 2,000, 220. So we have 221,780. 221,780. Okay, 221,780. So we have the same value. 222,000. Okay, now let's save and close and go to our report. So click on report, you go to company and financial, then profit and loss standard. We select 30th of November 2022. Okay, then refresh. Now we have transport allowance, medical allowance, and basic salary. So let's double click on basic salary to see what is the makeup. Double click. Now we have for Abdul Fatai Muniru and Yakubu. These are the expenses. If you want to check them by employee, you can click on this so that you see them individually. So we are supposed to pay Abdul Fatai 100,000 on the basic alone. Then 200,000 on for Abdurrahman on the basic alone. Okay, so to memorize, now we have up to 333,000 here to pay. Okay, the next one is let's check this 30,000. You can see the first memo with the first journal entry we created and the second journal entry we created. Okay, let's now make payment. Okay, before we make payment, let's see how much we are owing. So how do you do that? You go to report, you go to company and financial, then you select balance sheet standard. Okay, from balance sheet standard we see we have loan, other current asset as loan. It's showing negative because it's supposed to show positive. Remember, if you double click, we do not have any loan before, so we are assuming we give a loan and then we're not receiving payment. That's why it's showing negative. So if there is something there before, if there is a loan or let me say if Abdurrahman before I collected a loan of 10 naira and we made the payment of this 10 naira, so it's going to minus the 10 naira to be 0. So at the end of the day, we're not going to have any figure here as our loan. So but we're having minus 30 here because there was nothing in the account before. Okay, now let's go to payroll liability. See, we are going up to 332,670 to pay. Let's double click and see. Okay, now you can see part of this 110 is for the Fatai Muniru So from here you can know how much you are owing each employee. So look at them from here. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. On beneath we have pension of 300, but majorly we have to wait for pension period to come before we pay this amount, and this loan is between the company and the employee. So this is what we are interested on, 332,670. Okay, now let's go to company and make general entries. This time around we're going to select two accounts. Okay, the payroll liability account, which is this, and the bank account. Now I want to make our payment. So what is the total from the report we just checked now? Balance sheet. The total is 332,670. So we want to pay them in full, 332,670. Okay, now I can decide that I want to separate this transaction into two. Okay, double click. I want to make payment for Abdul Fatai separately, and I want to also make payment for Abdurrahman Yakubu, so that we can trace this payment. But if I use the other method I wanted to use earlier on, if I want to make use of the total value, we are not going to be able to split it to these two employees. So for us to be able to split to these two employees, I'm going to make it into two. So now let's go 110,890 for the first person. Okay, let's go to the general 110,890. So the liability is 110,890. Okay, and the bank payment is 110,890. I can also record that of Abdurrahman Yakubus. Okay, payroll liability, and then first bank. Okay, so let me see his own figure. His own figure here is I double click. So 221,780. Okay, we'll go back to general. Excuse me, 221,780. 221,780. Okay, and 221,780. Okay, now I'm going to select payment. I'm going to make payment now. So it's going to be payment of salary for the month of November 2022. This is the payment now. So I'm going to copy and paste. We're making payment now. Copy then paste. Okay, then I'll select for Abdul Fatai. Hope you guys are understanding. Then Abdul Fatai also, so that we can be able to classify this transaction based on the employee. Okay, so Abdurrahman Yakubu. Okay, we've made payment now. Save and close. Now you see let's go to balance sheet. Now under payroll liability, we don't have any amount there again. See, it's only pension that is remaining. Okay, now let's go to profit or loss. Profit or loss, nothing will affect it because our current transaction did not have anything to do with it, so it's going to still remain as it is, as 30th, then 30th. Okay, refresh. So you see it still remains 333,000. Okay, now on that balance sheet, now you see we've paid. We are no longer owing that customer. So when it comes to pension, once we want to pay pension, we'll go to company. Once it's time to pay pension, we'll create general entry. General. Okay, pension is a liability, so it's going to come first. So we'll click on pension, then we click on the account, the vendor we are paying to. You understand? If you don't have any, we can create a vendor here. You can create a vendor. Okay, an account for pension payment. Okay. Now that is that for the first method that I told you of. That if you want to split, if you want to have the transaction, if you want to categorize, if you want to have all the elements that we have here, so you can see all the elements here. And hope you guys understand. If you have any question, you can comment. Please subscribe and turn on the notification button so you get notified of any new video that I make. Thanks. See you in the next class.